You raise a child for nearly 4 years. You signed the birth certificate. You're there for the first steps, and you're the only one who can properly check the closet for monsters. You're dad in every sense of the word. But one day, another man shows up and says, "That's my child, and I want a DNA test and custody." And in Texas, he might be right. I'm Matthew Harris, a board-certified family law attorney in Texas. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this happens, and more importantly, how you can lose your child even if you did everything right. Here's the situation. You come home from work one night and see your wife nervously holding a pregnancy test. Your mind starts racing because you've been waiting for this moment since your wedding day. You're instantly thinking of t-ball games and camping trips. She then says those magical words, "We're having a baby." Your two-person marriage just became the perfect family. Under Texas law, there is a presumption of paternity. That means the law starts with this assumption. You are the father. You don't need a DNA test. You don't need paperwork. If you're married when the child is born, you're legally dad. So most men stop thinking about it right there. And that's the mistake, because this presumption is not bulletproof. Now here's where everything changes. What you didn't know was that your wife, your world, the love of your life was hiding a dark secret. While you were working late hours to provide, she was seeing another man. Years later, on a random Tuesday afternoon while you're at your son's t-ball practice, a stranger approaches you, hands you paperwork, and says you've been served. You take a seat on the bleachers to read what was just handed to you, and you recognize the name of a man who used to be your neighbor, someone you once considered a friend. He's filed a lawsuit asking the court for one thing, a DNA test. At this point, most husbands think, no chance, I've been raising this child for years. But Texas law isn't just about who raised the child. The law is also about biology. So the court has to answer a dangerous question. Should we reopen paternity or leave things the way they are? And this is where timing becomes everything. Texas law has a built-in trap. It's called the 4-year limitation. In most cases, if a presumed father has held himself out as the child's dad, the biological father only has 4 years to challenge that. After that, the law usually shuts the door, never to be reopened. Sounds safe, right? Not exactly, because there are 2 exceptions. Exception number 1. The biological father can still get in if he proves that you and your wife didn't live together or engage in marital relations during the probable time of conception. Exception number 2. If you were misled into believing that you were the father, which allows you to dispute paternity. Remember when your wife said, "We are having a baby"? And suddenly, that closed door opens right back up. Now the court can order genetic testing. So what happens if that test comes back and says, "You are not the father"? This is where people get blindsided, because once paternity is challenged, everything is on the table. Custody, visitation, parental rights, even child support obligations. You could go from dad for nearly 4 years to legal stranger. Meanwhile, the biological father, he can step in and ask for full parental rights. In fact, if you and your wife now go through a divorce, you might not even be awarded any visitation rights to this child who sees you as his Superman. Now, to be clear, the court will consider the child's best interest, but nothing is guaranteed. So, what do you do with this? If you're in this situation, or even think you might be, there are only 2 smart moves. Number 1, get clarity early. If there's any doubt about paternity, go get a paternity test. You don't have to tell your wife, and your child won't remember a cheek swab. Also, it isn't terribly expensive. Heck, that test costs less than 1 billable hour with most attorneys. Just to be clear, I don't advocate hiding things from your spouse. But it seems like asking, "Did you cheat on me and get pregnant by another man?" could open a whole new can of worms. If the test shows that you're the father, you can shred those results and live in peace with that knowledge the rest of your life. If it shows that you're not the father, then you now know that you need to take action, because once time starts running, your options shrink fast. Number 2, understand your legal position. Are you a presumed father, an adjudicated father? Did someone sign an acknowledgement of paternity? So far, we've been focused on how this affects fathers who are married to their child's mother. However, there are different standards when it comes to unmarried couples. You need to understand your legal position, because most people get this wrong until it's too late. Here's the reality. You can do everything right. Raise the child, love the child, be the only father they've ever known, and still face losing that child in court. Not because you failed, but because Texas law is trying to balance two competing truths: who raised the child versus who created the child. Nobody likes these scenarios, but hopefully you like this video. And if you've liked this video, you should subscribe so that way you can catch our new videos every Thursday at lunch. If you now realize that you're about to have to go to trial, then check out our Court Procedures and Techniques playlist to get ready for court. I'll see you in the next video.